G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, look, it's just bloody lovely. Really nice days outside. Yeah, look, 16 to 26. It's starting to cool down of an evening. Yeah, I think we've got an extra blanket on the bed now just to keep my ass warm. And yeah, but look, it's beautiful weather. Like, we used to have a friend in April, May was when he always had his holidays because of the weather. He didn't have to worry about cold and wet or anything like that, and always just lovely autumn days. So we have them at the moment. Pardon me. It's not too hot. We're actually not sweating at the moment. I got the, as you come down the driveway of the house here of our place, I got the left side of the drive up the front slashed yesterday and some of the back, and I come across a little bit of rat's tail grass, so we stopped that. Then we've gone out this morning and chopped the heads off and round up the rat's tail. Then yeah, perhaps this afternoon late I'll jump on the slasher and just finish off that little strip. So look, it's just beautiful weather. We've been just flat busy still. Yeah, at work we've got a new fella started, and he came on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So he started Wednesday morning, and I didn't have my Mondays off or anything like that this last weekend. We worked through, and yeah, we ended up at the shop most days, and was just that's fine, just how it goes when you're busy. And but it was Anzac Day yesterday, and we took the morning off and just watched a little bit of you know, the dawn services and things like that sort of thing, just to remember. And it was just and in the afternoon, yeah, we got out and about and did a little bit. So just how it goes. The in Bundy Bear's shed here in the little workshop, since I've put the TV in, oh look, it's been great. Of an evening, we used to sit inside, and Jude and I'd have dinner, and we might have a bit of a sippy before dinner, and we'd have an evening meal, and then I'd pop the news on or something like that and watch a bit of that. Then not much is on, so we'd watch a bit of YouTube. And Jude likes tiny houses, you know, the little living big in a tiny house. She likes those, and you know, people that make homes out of shipping containers, and a bit of a hippie, yeah. And so we watch a few things like that. Then, but look, she's always gone to bed 7:30, 8 o'clock of an evening, and yeah, I find if I go to bed that early, I'm often awake in the wee hours. So, which is a good thing sometimes. You know, if I'm wide awake at 2 in the morning, I'll be known to just jump in the car and head in and get a start on the day. But so how it's working now is, yeah, I just come out here now, and Jude has a shower and goes to bed and has a camp, and buddy, I tootle off out here and I fiddle around, and look, it's a good thing. I'm getting a lot of little jobs done. I've taken a bit of a walk around of what I've got up to through the week, and on my milling machine, it's a Hare & Forbes HM48, and a Chinese mill, but look, it's been good for me. It's got a dovetail column and things like that. It's probably, in comparison in America, with a Grizzly, I suppose, from what I can see. It's a Chinese one, but anyway, on the X has always been good, and not much movement there. But in the Y, it was getting worse and worse and worse, and I was up to about 3/4 of a turn before I would have any bed movement. So I'd turn the handle about 3/4 of the way around before I'd get any bed movement. So I knew there was something wrong in there, but just what I didn't know. Then I wasn't really sure how to pull it apart, to tell you the truth. So I just took that on board, and this last few days we've sorted that out. And what happened is the nut. A lot of Kelly dog thinks you got to bark now, but the nut that the screw went through, where it comes up into the bed there, well, it there was an Allen head bolt holds it up in, and it's got a recess to hold it up in place properly, but that wasn't, well, that was just coming loose, and the nut was, you know, slopping around. So when you turned the handle, the nut was kinking and just slopping back and forth. So so anyway, I got that all out and cleaned, and I've cleaned all the screws, and took them up the back, cleaned them all up. The nuts are cast, where I thought they might have been brass, but anyway, they're cast. So I've cleaned all the nuts, and I adjusted one just a little bit, but look, there's no wear there really. From the end of the screw that's not used much, between the middle is, you can barely feel any difference in the, you know, how hard it is to turn the nut. So I've got all that back together now. It's all greased up, nice new red grease hidden in under there. There's only one oil point on each side of the bed, which is, I don't know, a bit pissy. But anyway, well, I pulled the gibs out and cleaned everything up and blew it out, and I've re-oiled it, and I've got oil everywhere up there at the moment. And I've put the vise in, and I've trammed the vise in, and all ready to go. Yeah, so the mill's back fixed, which is a good thing. I have a bit of a chat in there about this cutting compound I bought, and it stains the chuck a little bit, but you know, you'll see that in the thing. I've got a video just rendering here while I'm in the office here, and yeah, it's just finished. It's on the piston rings on the TEA20, so that'll probably go out today, hopefully, and hopefully tomorrow. It's Sunday now. Hopefully tomorrow I can get up the back, and I'm not going to work. With the extra person there, we should be able to get by, and I can get the sleeves in. So I haven't been able to get much done on the little TEA20 because we've been so busy. So look, that's a quick quick lap of what we've been doing. One of our long-time viewers, Jeff Parsons, sent me a couple of PDF files on things for the website, yeah, Little Leyland and all that, and I've found another Little Leyland or Nuffield Mini 154. I found a workshop manual there, Jeff, for that, so it'll go on the website. So, but look, if anyone wants to contribute, any PDF files that you have on a tractor that's of interest, whether it's serial numbers, whether it's a operator's book or anything like that, and you'd like to share, send it to bundybearsshed@gmail.com, and I'll tidy it up. I'll check that we're legally allowed to put it on and all that sort of thing, and then we'll pop it out there for everyone to enjoy and get a bit of use out of it. It's a free service we're doing, and we're just hosting it for everyone. Some of them, if I have to edit them a bit, I put my Queensland Tractor Spares logo in there. Nothing's for free. So you got to put up with a little Queensland Tractor Spares logo in some of them. We found a few Fordson books, and the Fordson stuff's coming together pretty well. We're working on at the moment a serial number list for Fordson tractors, and Queensland Tractor Spares, we sponsor the Fordson Tractor Club of Australia. We're their major sponsor, and so I've done a list up and I've sent it to Dawn and Barry down in Victoria there, and they're going to proofread my data and try and make sure it's correct data that we're putting out there. Some of the serial number stuff that's out on the net regarding Fordsons, it's all right. It's true for the British tractors, but in Australia, some of it wasn't quite right. So I've done a sheet of that, and then I actually asked them what was the difference between a new major and a Fordson major, a new major, Mark 1, Mark 2 and all that. So they've sent me a sheet that we're including in it that come from the Fordson factory that just explained it. You know, the Mark 1 got a decompression lever put on the front of the tappet cover and a few things like that. So if you've got something you think you'd like to share with everyone for free, send it to bundybearsshed@gmail.com, and we'll get it out there if it's reasonable to put it out there. If it's one of those A&I manuals or something like that, I'm not putting them there. I'm just not sure where I stand with that. But if it's an old original Fordson book, Ferguson book or something like that. The copyright's long gone on a lot of that stuff, and if it's out in the public domain, well, we're free to share it around. And but like I say, we're not profiting out of it. We're just making a good database that we're going to build up over time, and we're going to try and get serial number data and all that. I've got some 100 series data coming. Well, I've got some that I got sent from John, and I've got a couple of sheets there, but I've got to get it all together, understandable and readable, and then I like to get someone else to check the data and see if there's anything that we've missed up or messed up or just buggered up in general. So, I mean, my neighbour up the back, a flog, and he gets onto me yesterday, and he reckons, right, he says, you've got a branch over the fence. He says, I want you to come and pull the wires out of the fence, and he's got a backpacker. He's paying a backpacker to come and clean up his side of the fence, but he wants me over there pulling the wires, and I said, the wires are rooted. Yeah, they need new wires, but well, he wants me over there to pull the wires and put them back when they're finished, and I can do all the fence. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. He's just a pain in the ass. And so he said, well, he's got a backpacker coming, so I need to be over there. And I said, well, I've got other stuff to do. I won't be there. And so last night he must have got a bit of a skinful of piss, and he sends me a message, and I need to go and help there because it's going to make it cheaper, and he's asked me nicely and all that. So he's going to be sending me a bill for $30, for $30 for he reckons the backpacker's going to take maybe 2 hours to tidy up some of the branches on mine, and he must pay him $15 an hour. I don't know what he pays him, and so he'll be sending me a bill for $30 for the wages of this backpacker. And I said, $30? Shit, that's all right. I said, well, you make it 50. I said, make it 50, and he can do the fence and he can do the bloody lot. He says, oh, I don't think it'll take that much. He says, I think $50. He'll have all your work done in less than $50. But would you mind if I got him to do something else? And I said, look, I don't give a flying fur coat what you get him to do. Just send me a bill for $50. I'll pay the $50. Piss off and just leave me alone. So I see the backpackers up there this morning, poor bastard. I don't know how you'd put in a day with that dickhead, and that's why I don't. I can't work with him. He's one of those blokes. He just ruffles me feathers being near him, and it wouldn't end well. And so I reckon it's $50 well spent. So I don't have to put up with the dickhead and this poor backpacker. He's got him there for 2 days, and he'll be getting ripped off. He just seems to diddle everyone somehow, and he's diddling me probably, but I'm happy with that. I'm comfortable. God, you meet some dickheads in your life, eh? And he's just a trooper. Anyway, you got to put up with that, and so hopefully tomorrow they're not down the driveway when I'm trying to film, doing bits and pieces, and my caravan, where it sits in I've had it outside there for a month or two, but it looks like with this lockdown we're not allowed to go anywhere, and I've noticed the fiberglass on the front of it getting a bit chalky, so this morning I've given it a good bath, and I've actually got to cut it back and keep it in good order, and put some nice sealing polish and get it all, just keep it in good nick, look after it. So that'll be the next couple of afternoons, I suppose, a bit of polish on there. I have to wait until it's in the afternoon when the sun's not on the front there, where it's starting to fade a little bit, but we're going to polish the whole thing and get that up and racing, just to get going. But the coronavirus in Queensland, we're still in lockdown, but we're allowed to work, and many businesses are, and right in the middle of it, last week they opened a new Silly Solly's in town, in Bundy Bear here. Well, you couldn't bloody move down the main street, the people. Solly's don't have essential goods, I bloody know that much. But they have cheap shit lollies that give you a bellyache. I don't know what else they have. But I wouldn't be eating anything out of there, I don't think. But, so we've only had a couple of cases this last week, and we're starting to get on top of it. So just watching the news before, the Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk. She's saying next Friday, from next Friday evening, we're going to start lifting restrictions, so we're allowed to, the family that lives in the one house sort of thing is allowed out for a picnic, and we can go boating, and we can go shopping for non-essentials and all that sort of thing. So we'll see see how that goes. I probably still won't go on a bloody picnic. I wouldn't mind taking the grandson fishing in the boat, but no, we'll probably look at that. Dad's still up in the other hospital. He's out of his room and up there, and they've been doing tests on him, and they haven't found anything, but he's not travelling real well, and you can talk to him one day and he can't quite remember. And my sister rang him, had a good long yarn, because him and her have always sort of had a close bond sort of thing, but he can't remember her ringing. She talked to him for about 3/4 of an hour, and then Mum was saying, "Oh, Leonie rang." No, she didn't. And she said, "Yeah, she did." Oh, he couldn't remember any of that. So anyway, he's not travelling real well. He's telling us he's not going to be around long, and I think that's correct. So he's always been a religious bloke all his life. So I'd say, yeah, I think he's ready. He's ready to park up, he reckons. So a bit sad, but I think that's one of those things. So mum's all good about it, and she's paying the bills and running around like a blue ass fly at 80. She'll be 84 shortly, and she's out and about every day and racing around and getting his CPAP machine sorted out, and making sure the hospital's right. And bloody hospital, she's allowed 15 minutes once a day to go and visit him and try and look after his needs, which is just bullshit. And I see our Prime Minister, ScoMo, he's saying that a lot of the old folks' homes and that have brought in these really strict rules, and well, I couldn't go and see Dad, and now if I haven't had a flu shot and I can't prove I've had a flu shot, I'm not allowed to go and see him. And so he's saying a lot of these rules have to be lifted to give people a bit of quality. So we'll see that might change this week. We'll just see how that goes, and might get up there for a yarn. But anyway, you can yarn to him 1 minute, and then Mum will say, "Oh, did Lance come up and see you?" And no, I haven't seen him for a little while. But he was telling me that the young bloke was up there, little grandson, young Arrow. He reckons he was up there again. So anyway, that's how it goes. That's old age for you. I believe you get to an age where you've had enough, and he reckons he's had enough. So anyway, that's how it is. So look, that's it for this week. A bit of a sombre old note at the end, but look, we're all good about it. It's some things just have to happen. And I've gone for a bit of a walk around here, and I've shown you. I took pictures, a bit of footage of the mill being apart, knits together. I've bought an old pedestal drill I had from up the back. I've bought that in. So stay with us. I'll take you for a bit of a walk, and look, we'll catch you next week. Thanks for dropping in. If you've got a favourite YouTube channel, what I did the other day, I usually put someone's channel on the other night, and I had Kilroy up there before, and he was chugging along while I was doing some work, and then I've had Winky and Harold, Amateur Redneck Workshop. I put him on, but I'm sort of up to date with him and Emma and a lot of the others as I watch them as they come out, sort of thing. But some of the others I've subscribed, but I haven't pressed the little bell. So if you've got a channel you reckon's great and I should be looking at it, chuck it out there, chuck it in the comments, or send me an email, bundybearsshed@gmail, and say, go and have a look at this one. That's right down your alley. And because over night time now, I just put YouTube on, and I often just pick a channel, and it goes all night. Goes for 2 or 3 hours, and I watch what's going on, and I'll do a Joe Pye, I'll do a A-Bomb, I'll do a Brian Block, I'll just chuck a little run and do a catch up. I don't get to comment on a lot of it. It's just on the TV. It just doesn't work like that for me. If I'm near a computer, I put a comment on all the time. But if I'm just watching it on TV, I can't. It's just a pain in the ass. But anyway, have a good week, everyone. We'll catch you next week, and hopefully we'll get a few Fergie videos chucked out there for you. See ya. Well, here we are in my little hutchie here, and look, I've got a mess here. I've got a box that I brought up from the back ages ago, and it's been full of drills and old Allen keys and things like that, so I'm actually slowly working through them. And I've got the drill doctor out here, and I'm putting an edge on a couple, and yeah, a couple of the other ones I've docked off and to give myself a little stumpy set of drills, so I've got something to work with. But look, that's not too bad. That needs a sharpen. I haven't done that one, I don't believe. That's an old one. I actually found that. But I bought a collet the other day for the drill doctor for left-hand drills. So for getting broken studs and all that sort of stuff out, I've got left-hand drills, and I thought, oh, I'll get the collet and I'll dress them up too, just to keep them going. So that's a good thing. Then my old verniers have been playing up a bit, so I went and found a nice set of Moore and Wright, and well, they got a lovely feel to them. I've often just used cheapies in the shop here because I bang them around, you know, with tractors and that. You need a good, reasonable idea, but not too good. But anyway, so I've gone that way for the moment. They're good. The ones we have at work are junk too, so I was looking at, oh, my seat's squeaking against my toolbox. I was looking at a set of Mitutoyo, but in Australia a 6-inch Mitutoyo coolant proof vernier is around $230. So this was about 80 bucks. So look, I'll give this a go to start with. I just felt a bit tight-assed. didn't want to go all that way just yet, but these feel nice anyway. So I've done that. I've bought the left-hand collet for the drill doctor for doing those fellas. I like that little drill doctor. It's a 750. It's been a good thing for me. I still find, as I'm getting blinder over the years with my glasses, I'm having trouble seeing a good edge. But anyway, not to worry. So back down to the little box here. I've cleaned all that out, and I've got drills here waiting to be organised. I've been using the ultrasonic cleaner, and that's an ultrasonic cleaner with degreaser in it. I've got a degreaser, so I'll have a lot more drills to put edges on and that. And yeah, you just have a pile of drills around the place. There's a Worth, 13mm Worth drill. That'd be a good drill. Be good quality. So yeah, I'm sorting out the drills. Saying that, I do have quite a few drills. If I swing around, that's my big Morse taper ones all just chucked in there on reduced shanks, and that's just what I've collected over time. And that's the tools for getting the tapers out, and adapters, Morse adapters. Then this is all jet drills. There's sort of from 0.1 to 3mm. I've got 2 sets of them I've had over the years, so they're pretty good still. Now I can't get that back. Now Renegade, which is a brand of trade tools, they make this little set here for $11.99 or something like that. And boy, are they good drills. They're hard as buggery. Yeah, look, I keep a spare set here, and I fill the any breakages or anything up with them. And look, for 12 bucks, 1.5mm to 6.5mm, they're a great thing. Now we'll come outside. There we go. Oh geez, out in the bright sunshine. There's a working dog there, hiding under the boat. But when we come out here, that's the drills from up the shed up the back that we've got to sort through yet. And yeah, lots of stuff to. That's a set of Worth drills. They're great. I keep them in my toolbox if I go travelling anywhere. At least I have everything. These ones here are Sparex drills. They're cheap sets. They're they're not particularly good quality, but they're cheap, and we used to just chuck them in our service vehicles, and if they got damaged, it didn't matter. So I've got the feed screw that's on the x-axis on the mill out here. There's the nut. It's a cast nut. I thought it might have been brass, but it's a cast nut on this, and that's a look. There's no wear in it. Yeah, on the other one, I might have nipped that up. Perhaps, oh look, bugger all, hardly moved it. I probably didn't really need to, so I've got to get that all back in yet. So we'll go back inside and I'll show you what we're up to. Now this pedestal drill here, that's one I've had up the back for ages. Now I bought that when I first come to town in about 94, something like that. And it was a Taiwanese one, cost me $275. It was before I had my own business, and oh, it's been a good thing. Number 2 Morse taper, but it's in serious need of a bit of work now. You can hear the bearings in there and the bearings in the motor, so that needs work. So we've got that up here, and this is going to be its new home. Now we've got the big 3-head drill going. And so I'm going to work with this overnight over the next month or two, just to get it going nicely. I may put a variable frequency drive on, and what I'm thinking of doing is running from, say, the middle pulley there, number 4 pulley, across to the middle one here, depending on how fast we need it going, getting rid of the idler that gave us the different speeds, and round the side here putting a variable frequency drive round the corner where it's protected in here. So that would give me a nice speed adjustment. That old switch, I had an electrician put that on years ago. It was the only switch you could find. Still going like a beauty, big old industrial thing, so that's alright. I've got my vise, I've got all my bits of steel and all that hiding in here. Now I need to sort that better yet, but the main job at the moment is on the milling machine here. The y-axis was getting sloppy, and look, it was getting hard to use, and it was just loose and sloppy. And what was happening was that I had a good half a turn here, half 3/4 of a turn before the bed would move, and that's lovely now. I've just adjusted the jib here, and what was happening was the nut that it is down the back here, I'll get the torch going, this screw in there, that's what holds the nut for the y-axis, that fellow there, and it had come loose. The old one hung low, or whatever his name was, he didn't tighten it up. And so what was happening was, as I was going back and forth with the y-axis here, that was just slopping around. And when I wanted to fix it somewhere and you know, lock the bed, this needed some adjusting too, and because when you adjusted one, it would kick on the DRO a little bit, and you had to have a bit of a fiddle and like force it. But the nut, there was no wear in the nut. The nut and the thread here are really good. I've just oiled all this up, a heap of oil, so it gets up in where it should be. I'll oil this too. Now the nut I just showed outside, it bolts onto these 2 bolts here, and I had to get that out to get the table across to the left. So I probably won't film all this. This is just letting you know what's going on in Bundy Bear shed. And so yeah, so I've got to put the screw back in and then line the bed up, put the gib back in, and then work out where that nut wants to be so it's running true, because the holes aren't particularly good. But anyway, that's what you get when you buy a Chinese mill, I suppose. Now swinging around here on the 6 jaw, through the week I turned up a heap of these little fellas, and they're collars for the TE20 PDO, and I make them here myself. And to stop the chatter on the boring bar, I bought some lube for it, and it took the chatter out straight away. But you can see now there's just a little brown, there's a brown tinge on the new chuck there. So I need to pull the jaws out now. You can just see the slight discoloration there. A little bit through here. A little bit through there. And yeah, look, it comes off with Scotch-Brite, but even though it did a great job with taking the chatter out, and as a lube for the tool, it left a mess there. So, and we'll swing around again. Hope you don't get bloody dizzy. And this is the stuff here. That's the stuff I used. Look, it worked great, but it left a mess. Now, this is an old can I have of it, and it's got molybdenum moly in it, so molybdenum disulfide. So that's probably where the stain's coming from, I'd say. And I've had this up the back. The blue tin, I've had it up the back on the drill for ages, and this new tin, I just bought that for down here at the lathe, but I don't know, with it making a mark there, I'm not real fussed with that. So I've got the old Treflex. I've had that for years, the magic cutting compound. I'm going to give that a go on the lathe. I don't think I've ever done that. And the other day, hang on, I'll just lean back over here. And the other day I was in at Trade Tools buying that verniers and that, and I saw this stuff. Trickies. Yeah, mixed thoroughly before use in hot weather, so it must settle out a little bit or something like that. Not classified as hazardous to criteria of NOHSC for drilling, reaming, threading, for larger tapping that's not heat sensitive and doesn't melt on heat. So anyway, I'll try that too and just see. I haven't even taken the top off that yet, but we'll give that a whirl. What I've used a lot in the past is this Worth Cut and Cool, and oh boy, I like that stuff, but there's a problem in my shed when I drop them. So I've got two of those near the tool grinder here, and fell off the bench and the top broke off. Still got quite a bit in it, and I'm going to have to work out if I want to get that out and how I get that out. And then this fella here, you can get a little bit of a hit out of that, but yeah, I'm going to try and get another a top to put on there. Here's the top off the broken one, so I've got to get that blue bit out. I'll have to get Bruce Gitter out to bloody pull that out for me, but I've had pliers on that and it seems to be glued in, stuck in, so I might find another cap for that yet. But anyway, I just thought I'd try a couple of these other products just to give them a run and see how they go. So I've got a lot more of those spacers to make yet. I've ordered some new steel. I've ordered 2 meters of 25 by 45 hollow bar to make them out of, and I've also, they're 30mm ID, so I've actually ordered a 30mm Morse taper ream to go with it. So that should speed the whole process up, because I do them after working of a night time, and we run out the other day, so here I was out 10 o'clock at night buggering around out here getting them ready, because we had some sold and I couldn't bloody keep up. But anyway, not to worry, we'll get there. And I'm just having a bit of a shuffle around in here at the moment, just trying to make things a little bit handier. And where the mill is here, I've got room for a seat. You know, I have my stool there. I like to sit on my stool while I do stuff up this end. And I'm actually thinking of putting the mill across on 45 there. It's straight at the moment, and I've got look, easy 3 feet, probably 4 foot inside in between them there. I do bump this lever from time to time, so just sitting back a bit. So I am thinking of putting that across at 45. Now that'll give me more room for the drill, give me some for the vise, and I may move the vise along. I just got to work it out yet. And I have my little arbor press, my little 3-ton arbor press up at the back, and sometimes I think of a night it'd be handy just to press something in or do something like that, so I might bring that down. So there you go, that's what's happening in Bundy Bear's shed, in Bundy Bear's box. So I've got to get all that tidied up and get this table back in and adjusted up and lubed up and all that. The lube on these mills, or you get a little ball here, and there's these thrust bearings front and back. So there's thrust bearings front and back of these housings here to stop the movement, and you can get that quite tight, you can get that good, but then when it comes to lubing the ways here, look, it's bloody hard. You've got to wind it way out, and you can never get it that far out. And yeah, I think, I don't know, I'll have a look at, I was thinking of in the table here where the coolant goes, put a grub screw in there and have it so I can pop the grub screw out and pop a bit of lube in, then pop it back in again. But look, I'll just see. I'm not committing to that just yet. So there you go. There's Bundy Bear's bloody box. It's a bloody mess at the moment. I'm enjoying that TV. The TV up there with the YouTube coming into it. I've got to have the door open. It acts like a Faraday cage in here. But last night, Winky's workshop, he just played all night, when he was doing up his little South Bend lathe and all that sort of thing. And I just let him play all night and just watch the series and watch how he went. And yeah, look, I really enjoyed it. Just, I could look up, and when I, if something takes my attention, I stop work and just sit here watching it for a little while, and away we go. So look, it's a lovely place to be in here. Those bookshelves, the bookshelves and my desk here, I'm thinking really hard about putting a big workstation there. More of these toolboxes, but with a proper workstation, a big thick bench and all that. So I'll just see. I'm not committing to that yet. We'll just see. There you go. That's what's happening up the front here at the moment.